I'm singing solo. Chevra, help me. na na na, ya na na na, ma na na, ma na na, ma na na. Ay na ya hanam. Ya na na na, ma na na na, ma na na, ma na na, ma na na, ma ni ma na ya ram. Tere ya la la ya la la la. Ay na ya na ya la la ya na la la my na ya ram. Tere ya ay na ya. Okay, one more nigga. Hey, tama lecha. Hey, I la 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 Marco, State Yedish Nayer Marco, Jakob Layosh, Neprodayosh, Tolkarabish Marco, Hechete Yedurin Marco, State Yedish Nayer Marco, Jakob Layosh, Neprodayosh, Tolkarabish Marco. Yeah, this nigga speaks to the Nefesh Bahamas, you know that. it's the Deira Shviz and Yezher Itzichlopti. That's what it is. If you come to the market, the truth is, the Deira Shviz and Yezher Itzichlopti is Stavya Pitu. That's the truth. Yezher Itzichlopti is about vodka budit, and Stavya Pitu is about Zog L'chaim, yeah, the form of Shabbos. Oh, yeah. Aber this nigga, Echti Durin Marco, is speaking to Yid. Was tust du da? What are you doing? Was dreisach Mark? You know, was patas to the tide? Why are you wasting your time and other people's times? Anyway, the boy say, Babs on the Fabrengen, yeah? So you can say L'chaim, Chotchik Wasser, yeah? So I get Epis, meaning America. Again, if it was tomorrow night, I would say L'chaim on Mashke. But tonight, everything is a bit more Bedid Makbola. L'chaim. I'm saying again, tomorrow morning at 8:30, I'm going to come on, Bli Neder. I'm going to Chazer, Prokim Hey, through Ches. And we could do this, we could really decide now. You guys want me to do in the afternoon? If you want, we can make a time in the afternoon. Let's say, that we'll do tests till your base. Would anybody have an interest in doing that?
I do, but can we change the time to 3 or something?
I'm afraid, let's say 3:30.
Fine.
3:30, so we're doing 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to do Bli Neder. Hey, through Ches, and at 3:30 Bli Neder, just in Chad of the Maimeh, we're going to do test with Hashem's self. Test till your base. Okay, that's what we'll do. Anyway, I want to continue the Fabring. Mandy Jacobson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I've had it.
So you have to turn yourself on mute, if you could.
I should turn myself on mute?
Please. For the Nigunim, turn yourself off mute. But for the Bein HaNigunim, you should put yourself on mute. Please.
Okay.
But there's another side to the coin. We spoke about a tzaddik. Allah is the tzaddik. But there's another side to the coin. And the truth of the matter is, it's a tzaddikian. What's the other side of the coin? That the whole metzias of the tzaddik is the people. The whole metzias of the tzaddik is the am, right? You start with Moshe Rabbeinu himself. That says in the pasuk in the Maimed, it says Sheish Meis Elef Ragli Ha'om Asher Anechi B'Kirbi. It's a Parshat Baleischa. That Moshe Rabbeinu reaches the madrega of Anochi. Moshe Rabbeinu reaches the highest madregas because of the Ragli. The foot soldiers raise up Kvayachol Moshe Rabbeinu to higher madrega. And there's so many indications of this. Yeah? And I'll start from the beginning. So you have a mensch, a yid. So he's an Adam Edishin. You ever heard of Adam Edishin? He's mentioned in a book from the Sefer Yashar Nation, the Chumash Shmai, and in the first section of Chumash it's called Breishis. You have the story of Adam Edishin. And of course it says in the Chumash that Adam Edishin did Naveda. Right? There's Medrashim and Allah Zachan. But in Chumash it says Adam Edishin did Naveda. So the Alter Rebbe had a chassid whose name was Isaac Hamler. His mishpacha name was Epstein. Yitzchak Isaac Alevi Epstein Mehamel. He was the chassid of the Alter Rebbe, he was the chassid of the Mittel Rebbe, and he was the chassid of the Rebbe the Tzemach Tzedek. The Frierdiker Rebbe calls him Harav Hagon Ha'amiti Ish Ha'ashkoilis, Ish Asher Kol Boy. When the Frierdiker Rebbe writes about Isaac Hamler, Harav Hagon, he doesn't write Hey Reish Hey Gimel apostrophe. He writes out Harav Hagon. The Rebbe once told Rebbe Gloner that when you write Harahag, Hey Reish Hey Gimel with abbreviations, the Gimel could mean more than one thing. But he writes Harav Hagon or Amiti Isha Ashkelis. And the Gemara says Isha Ashkelis, Isha Shekolbay. Rabbi Isaac Hamler not Godel Shebek. Rabbi Isaac Hamler said about himself that he wasn't a chassid of the Alter Rebbe, he would have been the Shachan Taz. Rabbi Isaac. So Rabbi Isaac Hamler was a chassidish yid. He was a Gon Godel in Torah, but he was also a big chassid. And the truth is, the word chassid means mukusher. It means a connection to a tzaddik. And bigger people, they have a harder time becoming connected to a tzaddik. But when they become connected to a tzaddik, it's anashir. Rabbi Isaac. So Rabbi Isaac Homer said once in a Fabrengen, Adam Harishn is nicht gewen kein Rebbe. Adam Harishn was not a Rebbe. Weil eben wollte gewen a Rebbe, wollte nicht gekannt sindigen. Rabbi Isaac Homer, not I, not some Meshugane from Deir HaShvi. Das ist von the daily Chassid Morazokin said. It's in the Likutei Devarim. Frierdiker brings the story. Adam Harishn was not a Rebbe. Because if Adam Harishn had been a Rebbe, he couldn't do an Aveda. That's what Rabbi Isaac Homer said. Frega Kasha. Adam Harishn is the Neshama Klolis of all the Neshamas Klolius. Adam Harishn is Klal Shebeklal. Adam Harishn's Neshama is Kelu. We learned it in the Maimon of Avos Yisrael this year. The Tafresh, that Neribui. Neshamas of Yitzias Mitzrayim, and each one has Tafresh Ribui. The truth is, Adam Harishn is the biggest klal of all Neshamas, still Mashiach. So Adam Harishn was not a Rebbe, he was a Neshama Achi Klolos. And for the Gemara, the Teratis is true. Neshama, Adam is the biggest Neshama, but he didn't have Chassidim. On the ground, the bottom line, he didn't have Chassidim. Adam Harishn would have been the biggest Rebbe ever if there would have been Chassidim. There were no Chassidim. He was the only person in the world. And Rabbi Ezel said, had Adam Harishn had Chassidim, he couldn't do an Aveda. It's a very strong word, a sharp word. And it explains even a Rebbe, that what's the whole in of a Rebbe? The whole in of a Rebbe is the koyach that he gets from Chassidim. That's the word. There's a Sipur with the Tzemach Tzedek and the Mittel Rebbe. There's a lot of stories. But there's a story from the Tzemach Tzedek and the Mittel Rebbe. What's the Maaseh? The Maaseh is that the Tzemach Tzedek, when the Mittel Rebbe became a Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek ran away. He didn't want to be in Lubavitch. Tzemach Tzedek considered himself a Talmud, a Makabel Rishon from the Alter Rebbe, from the Zayda. He wasn't so much the Fanaloshen and the Rebbe's Rishimis, as it is given as a Chosadig to the Mittel Rebbe. Tzemach Tzedek did not see himself as a Chosad of the Mittel Rebbe in the full sense of the word. It looks like at the end of the Mittel Rebbe's life that changed. But in the earlier years he was not so Makusher of himself. So he decided to stay away from Lubavitch. Why did he decide to stay away from Lubavitch? Because he wanted to learn and daven. He knew if he's going to be around the Rebbe was going to give him 50 jobs. He's going to have to make a fabringen over here and answer questions over there and explain a maimed over there. The Mittler Rebbe zech eingebet, and the Mittler Rebbe wanted very, very much. The Mittler Rebbe wanted very much that his son-in-law should be in Lubavitch. It's zech pashut eingebet, and he begged him to come live with Lubavitch. And the Mittler Rebbe said to the Tzemach Tzedek, I promise you, if you live in Lubavitch, I won't bother you. You're about to learn and daven, I will not disturb you at all. Now the fact was that in the last years of the Mittler Rebbe's life, Kvayochel, the Mittler Rebbe became ill, and as soon as the Mittler Rebbe became ill, it became mamish le'mosh yodeh mitech yodeh. It was something like the Rebbe and the Frierdiker Rebbe. The Tzemach Tzedek and the Mittler Rebbe, in a lot of ways, were very similar to the Frierdiker Rebbe and the Rebbe. Everything the Mittler Rebbe did, the Tzemach Tzedek did with him. Like two hands together like this. But in the earlier years, when the Mittler Rebbe was healthy, Tzemach Tzedek even abgezudet. He was in his own world doing his own thing. The Mittler Rebbe said to the Tzemach Tzedek, I'm not going to bother you with anything except one thing. What is that one thing? That if Shilas, the Chuvas Shilas, come to the Rebbe in Nigle, the Tzemach Tzedek should answer. Because the Mittler Rebbe said, my whole she'ifah, my whole koch, my whole desire, as zwei junge Leute sollen sich treffen, wird man reden Yechudei Allah. He wanted that when Chassidim meet, their good morning, their afternoon, their good night should be Yechudei Allah and Yigulim V'Yeshen and things of this sort. So the Mittler Rebbe threw himself completely into Chassidus. So he said to the Tzemach Tzedek, the Chuvas and Nigle is the only thing I'm going to ask you to do. Who was the Tzemach Tzedek's Chavruse? The Tzemach Tzedek's Chavruse was Nechemia de Brovne. He was from the Gdeli Chassidim. He was by the Alter Rebbe yet, Nechemia de Brovne. He was around the same age as the Tzemach Tzedek, a little bit older. And they were Chavruses, learned that it was a Goan Eilam. He was a big, big Goan. When Shilas would come to Lubavitch, the Mittler Rebbe would give them to the Tzemach Tzedek. Tzemach Tzedek would sit down with the Nechemia de Brovne, and they would work it through, and in a day or two or three, they wrote a tshuva. And when the tshuva was written, they would bring it into the Mittler Rebbe. The Mittler Rebbe would take a look at it, and the Mittler would say, good, and they would send it. The Mittler Rebbe never made a correction on any tshuva, ever. But that was the Seder. They would write, they would spend days preparing the tshuva. They would write the tshuva. They would bring it into the Mittler Rebbe. The Mittler would say, good, and they would send it. Once upon a time it happened that the Mittler Rebbe was very, very busy, very fanuman, very asuk. And there was no time to show the tshuva to the Mittler Rebbe. So Tzemach Tzedek said to himself, in all the years that I'm writing tshuvas, the Rebbe the Shver, the Mittler Rebbe never made one correction. And here the Rebbe is busy. So I'll send the tshuva azoi, it was a rush. And when the Rebbe is free, I'll show him the tshuva. So that's what he did. He sent the tshuva to Nimna'an, the one who asked the question. And then a few days later, the Mittler Rebbe's time became more freed up. He brought the tshuva into the Mittler Rebbe, and he showed him the tshuva. The Mittler Rebbe took a look, and mamish right away, the Mittler Rebbe said, "Du hast farzena teisvis. You forgot the teisvis. Das farzena teisvis. You overlooked the teisvis." The one time that he didn't show before he sent it was the one time that Kvayochel had farzena teisvis. Tzemach Tzedek, it took him a while to chapsich what teisvis he had forgotten, and he realized that it was true. And he had the meidendike chalishas adas. He was so depressed. Why? He'd written so many tshuvas, the Mittler made no comments. Now the one time he does it without showing it to the Rebbe, he makes a mistake. And the Mittler Rebbe looked at it for a minute. He worked on the tshuva for 3 days. The Mittler did it for a second. So the Mittler Rebbe saw that Tzemach Tzedek Chalishas Adas, and he told him, Sorg sich nicht, du bist noch nicht kein Rebbe. Don't feel bad that you made a mistake, you're not a Rebbe yet. What's the pshat in the word du bist nicht kein Rebbe? Because a Rebbe can make a mistake. But why can a Rebbe not make a mistake? A Rebbe cannot make a mistake because of the koiches that he has from the Chassidim. I heard the story from Meir. It's a very sweet story. It's a very geschmack of Maisa. I've never heard the story from any other source. I've never heard this from any other source. That when the Mittler passed away, the Tzemach Tzedek did not want to be a Rebbe. And there's a lot of stories. People actually left Lubavitch. They went to different places. Tzemach Tzedek refused to be a Rebbe. There were a few other candidates, and of course the Chassidim wanted the middle Rebbe, Tzemach Tzedek sent them to this one, anyway. One of the Chassidim was the Peretz Chaim. The Peretz Chaim was about 7 years younger than the Tzemach Tzedek. Tzemach Tzedek was 38, when the middle Rebbe was Nistalik, so the Peretz was 31. The Peretz was very close to the Beis Harav. The Chaims were almost Schneersens. A Chaim was half a Schneersen. And he went into the middle of Tzemach Tzedek, and he pressed the Tzemach Tzedek, the Tzemach Shebekashmam Rebbe. So, when he came into the Tzemach Tzedek and asked the Tzemach Tzedek to become Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek told him, "Eshteitoch in Mishneh Magal and Lei Rozei Teira." That if somebody is involved in Limud HaTeira, Magal and Lei Rozei Teira, secrets of Teira. Und ich seh das nicht bei sich. I don't see by myself, Magal and Lei Rozei Teira. So the Peretz of Givush Mishnah is Baal Petz. It's a 6 perek of Ovis, but he knew it by heart. So he answered the Tzemach Tzedek right away. Frier steht v'nenen mimenu eitze v'tishia. First it says that he helps people. He gives eitzes v'tishia. The Nach steht Magal Razitera. This was the Peretz answered him on the spot. I think it's the first Mishnah in the 6 perek of Pirkei Avos.
Yeah.
And then 2 lines after that, Magal Razitera. So the Peretz said to the Tzemach Tzedek, Frier steht v'nenen men eitze v'tishia. The Nach Magal Razitera. Anyway, Tzemach Tzedek became a Rebbe, and Zigven Freilich and Lubavitch. A few years later, this Peretz was a Godel, went into the Tzemach Tzedek, and he said to the Tzemach Tzedek, "Nu, was herzig mit Magal and Lei Rozei Teira." The Peretz was a very smart man. He said to the Tzemach Tzedek, "You told me that a Rebbe has to have Magal and Lei Rozei Teira, and you don't see it by yourself. And I told you that first you have to help people. The erste Sache darf sein. You have to give people counsel. So now that the Rebbe was the Rebbe for a few years, so the Peretz says that Tzemach Tzedek knew what's with the Magal Ne'razei Teira. So that Tzemach Tzedek answered him, Es lernen sich ob Geschmack am Medrash. Es lernen sich ob Geschmack. In other words, he conceded, he was Maide, Medrash is Sister Teira. He said, Es lernen sich ob, I learned a Medrash today different than before. Es lernen sich ob Geschmack am Medrash. Es lernen sich ob Geschmack am Medrash. In other words, he admitted, Amahat HaShayches mit Chassidim, Idasandish, right? It's different. And like I said to you before, this Kama V'Kama Sipurim from the Rabbeim, how the Koyach of the Rebbe comes from the Chassidim. I mentioned before Rabbi Isaac. It's a Moirin de Kamaise. This is if on Sefer HaToldos from Rabbi Isaac Homler. Yecher and Gerari made one krach of Sefer HaToldos. He made from Baruch Mordechai Babreski, and he printed it in one of the Sfarim. But from the Rabbi Isaac Homler, he made a krach called Sefer HaToldos of the Rabbi Isaac Homler. He also made a shtickle Sefer on Shmuel Munkes, Rabbi Gerari from Chulon, Rav Eli Yecher and Gerari. But he made a whole book of the Teldos on Rabbi Isaac Homler. And in that Sefer he had the following story. That the Rabbi Isaac Homler was by the Alter Rebbe one time. And the Alter Rebbe told him out of the blue, it didn't make any sense. He says to him, I'll give you whatever brachas he was talking about. Aber soll sich nicht vercheppen mit den Kindern. Don't start up with my kids. Or a different gears is, soll es nicht wel sein a Rebbe. One gears is, don't start up with my children. The other gears is, soll es nicht wel sein a Rebbe. A kid said, same story. The Mittler was nostalgic. Tzemach Tzedek refused to be a Rebbe. They didn't know what to do. So they went shopping. And one of the places they came shopping was to this Rabbi Isaac Homler. It was the Rav in Hummel, a big chassid. And they asked Rabbi Isaac Homler, maybe he'll become the next Lubavitcher Rebbe. He said that Tzemach Tzedek doesn't want. And Rabbi Isaac Homler agreed. And he sold his belongings. He sold his metaltalin. He sold his house. And he got together money. And he was going to go to Lubavitch and become the next Lubavitcher Rebbe. When he stepped foot in the wagon, he suddenly remembered that Yechidus. The Alter Rebbe told him years before, don't start up with my children, you shouldn't want to be a Rebbe. So Rabbi Isaac stepped foot in the wagon. He stopped. He stepped out of the wagon, and he says, I'm not going. But Rabbi Isaac said, I'm moidin de kezach. He says, it says, it's begun in the Akdom of Tanya, Meir Eini Shneim Avaya. that when you help somebody else, you get helped yourself, right? The lotion that's brought is Nase meiche v'libi zakim elapamim kocha. When you help another person, you have a meiche v'libi, you have an aliyah 1,000-fold. The elevators, a 1,000 madreges better. So Rabbi Isaac Holman says, when I stepped foot in that wagon, because I agreed to be a Rebbe, I felt those elef oides. I felt those elef pamim kocha. And when I stepped off the wagon and I decided not to be a Rebbe because I don't want to start with the Rebbe's children, I didn't lose it. In other words, he's so bemuchash. When a Yid undertakes to become a head of a Eda, a leader of the Jewish people, he gets a koyach from them. And this common story with the Rebbe, the mice with the Rebbe. Yankel Hecht, J.J. Hecht told the story once by a Fabrengen. But I heard it from him directly. Yankel Hecht was a very, how do I say it? He was a very direct person. He was very American. He didn't speak in Ruchni's dicke terms. He was very down to earth, very practical guy. J.J. Hecht, Oliver Shalom, Zechen Levarach. But they told, I'll never forget it. I once told the Rebbe, in the 1980s, the mems were very hard years. The Misnagdim were fire on kegen the Rebbe. I mean, I just wonder what they think today. I mean, today I'm giving my with the Mayor Ives. Mayor sent around that shtickle from what's his name, Rabbi Moshe.
I believe it's Moshe Weinberger.
Weinberger. So he told the story out of Fabrengen in Pomona, and now he told an official. And you see, Chevra unbed, huh?
It was on a podcast, I believe. It was a snippet taken from a podcast.
But those two Chevra were sitting with him. They don't look like Babashach sitting at all.
No.
They're unbed. He says that he's come to Fabrengen to the Rebbe often. A Meise for Nayid. This guy, Moshe Weinberger, was learning in Yeshiva University, was modern. And his parents wanted him to go to law school. And he had a friend who came to visit him. And he told his friend that he's going to go to law school. Chaver says to him, Moshe, is that what you want to do? You want to be a lawyer? You're not going to be a lawyer? He says, I didn't think about it. My mother wanted me to be a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. He says, you love to teach. You love Torah. Why should you give up that dream? So he said, it's a good takasha. The mama wants I should be a lawyer. So he says, the next day, Sunday, he came to Crown Heights to see the Rebbe. He had been by Fabrengen and come upon him. That's what he tells. He says, to have a yechidus with the Rebbe is out of the questions. The days of private meetings with the Rebbe are over. He wanted Poshet to see the Rebbe. Maybe he'll have a chance to go over and ask him. He comes to the front of 770, and there's nobody there. He thinks, okay, in 5 minutes the Rebbe's going to come out, and he's going to run over to the Rebbe and about to ask. Mamish 1 minute before the Rebbe walked out the door, there were 1,000 people. He was pushed back. He felt terrible. There was a Lubavitcher Chassid who saw that he had come to see the Rebbe, and that he was very upset that he was pushed back, and that he also didn't know protocol. He didn't know how to fight, how to push. He wasn't one of the Chevre. So Lubavitcher Chevman pushes him through to the front, to the barricade. So he thinks to talk to the Rebbe is not shaykh. But at least he should make eye contact. The Rebbe walks down the steps. He was holding a bag. The Rebbe was walking fast, very fast. And he's hoping the Rebbe at least will look in his direction. Huh?
I believe the Rebbe was on the way to the aisle, so he was holding all the...
He was holding a bag, yeah? And the Rebbe doesn't see him. The Rebbe is looking in a different direction. The Rebbe walks out of 770, walks down the steps, and walks into his car. He says, Ashad, the Rebbe didn't even see him. The Rebbe puts one foot in the car. He was about to leave. The Rebbe steps out of the car, walks straight over to him. He says, the Rebbe's face was 6 inches from mine. And he goes like this. So the guy in the interview says to Rabbi Weinberger, so this is not Lubavitcher, so you had your answer. So you had your... I don't know where Misnagid puts himself today when he looks mit Lubavitcher Rebbe for Chepezach. Mit Lubavitcher Rebbe for Chepezach. Mit Lubavitcher Rebbe for Chepezach. It was a marvel because a person who opened up his mouth against the Rebbe. A friend of mine tells me he was in the oil one day, and the guy walks in, and he looks around. He says, "There's a minyan. I want to ask Mechila for all the things said about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and he ran away for his life. I'd love him for the mail. I mean, mit Lubavitcher, you want to stop Lubavitcher Chassidim, we deserve it. We deserve twice. But mit den Rebben verscheppen sich. To me, a person who in those years in the Mems, it was war. It was Choma. It was terrible. It was really terrible. They caused so much machlokes zwischen Yidden, it's unbelievable. So J.J. Hecht says, I told the Rebbe. he had an open door. Okay? I told the Rebbe, there was no Yechidus, but Yankel Hecht, when I told the Rebbe, I don't know if you know Yankel Hecht, this is exactly how we spoke. I have no rachmanis on you. And he said this Barabim. He said Barabim 770 with all of the breitkeit of Yankel Hecht. Rebbe, I have no rachmanis on you. He says, because if you want it, you do poop, poop, and all the mistake are finished. And if you want to suffer, why should I have money? Rebbe, I told the Rebbe, if you want to do snap, ois misnagdim, you don't want to do that, that's your geschäft, why should I feel bad if you want to suffer? So the Rebbe said to Yankel Hecht, and Mistam, he said it quite seriously, Ich habe sehr viel Keach, wie viel Chassidim geben mir. Now, Pshat is sagen a zweite, but this was the word. The koiches that I have from the Chassidim. And the Mashmo's Darshan, what Rebbe was saying to him, is that if I can't deal with the Misnagdim, is a siman from the Chassidim habech nicht. Rebbe said, Ich habe sehr viel koyach. Rebbe didn't mean koyach a military, guns, bullets. It's a pnimi. Ich habe sehr viel koyach, wie viel Chassidim geben mir. A zweiter Meise is printed in the Sefer Shemer Sas Mechaverecha from Sholmer Volpe that tells her, as a given Yid, his name was Harav Avram Sefer. Avram Sefer was a direct descendant of the Chassam Sefer. And he was a Gon Olam. He knew the whole Torah. He made the hardest Namar Mekamis on the Me'idi, on the old Me'idis, the Beis Abchira. He was a very interesting man. Avram Sefer was relatively speaking, he was a Fruma Yid, he was a modern man. He worked in JTS. I mean, people. He lived in New York. When he lived in New York, he had by the Rebbe open door. Anytime he wanted, he would come and talk to the Rebbe learning. And he told the Rebbe that the Rebbe usually has Yechidus by night. Mir ist schwer kommen bei Nacht. It's hard for me to come by night. So the Rebbe said, Kum patog. So whenever he came, for the reingehen zum Rebbe. Sholmer Volpe tells a story that once the Rebbe went out to Minche. And Avram Sefer walked out with the Rebbe from his room, arm in arm. He walked out with the Rebbe. He had been speaking to the Rebbe and learning. And I heard from Benjamin Klein that it's not about him, about somebody else, that the Rebbe enjoyed these meetings. It wasn't just for the Rebbe. The Rebbe was able to talk to him. It was shaykh. The Rebbe should talk to him and learning. The Rebbe also had enough from these conversations, not just him. So he walked out. Avram Sefer walked out with the Rebbe holding on arm. He turned to the Bachrim, and he said, "Ich ben echet Rebbe Zachasit." Avram Sefer was a very big gun. So the story with Avram Sefer is this: he found the Ksav from the Chassam Sefer himself, a Ksav Yad Kodesh from the Chassam Sefer himself. What was the Ksav? It was Chidushei HaChassam Sefer al Hashas. The Chassam Sefer mit Chidushim al Shas. Just like you have the Tshuvas of the Chassam Sefer, just like you have the Pirush on Tanakh, Chumash of the Chassam Sefer, you have Chidush Chassam Sefer al Shas. Now Chassam Sefer never made a Pirush on Shas. Not of then. In all of his other Sfarim, in the Tshuvas, there are Pirushim on Shas, and you could be Malaket, a piece from here and a piece from there, and you could make a Sefer, Chidush Chassam Sefer on many Mesechtas. So the Chassam Sefer himself wrote a Sefer of Chidusha of Chassam Sefer al Shas. How did he do it? Every Mesechta, every Blat, every Omid, every Inyan, he wrote where he speaks about it. Where in his Tshuvas, where it's Pirushim Chumash. But when he made that Sefer, his Sfarim had not yet been published. So when he refers to a Tshuva, he doesn't write Shas Tshuvas Chassam Sefer Erachayim Sibir Kuf Samach Zayin. He identifies the Tshuva by whatever remez he thought. So when his great-great-grandson found the hold of this Ksav, which is Chidush Chassam Sefer al Hashas, written by the Chassam Sefer himself, but the whole thing is Mara Makem, is upshiking again, you know. So go look through all the Chassam Seifers for him and figure out what he means in each emes. But Avram Seifer was his grandson. Avram Seifer was a Gaon Olam. So he had a pretty good idea what he means in all of his Ramazim. So what he did was he printed a Sefer, of Chedusha Chassam Sefer al Shas, where he's Meshayir, he estimates, he thinks what the Chassam Sefer means with these various Ramazim. That if he writes, the tshuva about the Gid HaNosha, whatever it is, he'll know what it means and where to find it and so on. So he came to the Rebbe with this Sefer, Chedusha Chassam Sefer al Shas, and it's 3/4 not known. Any one of the Chedushim of the Chassam Sefer that he was able to figure out what he means, he wrote in the Sefer. But more than half of them, he couldn't figure out. He couldn't figure them out. Because the Chassam Sefer is writing codes, This Pirush and this Rashi and Masechet Kedushin is this tshuva. But they don't have the same simonim in the printed. It's out from his own notes. So it was very hard for him to figure out. Yeah. He brought the Sefer into him. Imagine, he brings it to the Rebbe Sefer from his Zaydah, that he was able to be Mefaneach less than half. He couldn't figure out what the Ramazim are. The Rebbe opens up the Sefer and on the spot tells him this means this. All the ones he didn't know, the Rebbe told him on the spot. And he was out of his mind. He says, Rebbe, I don't understand. The Chassam Sefer is my Zaydah, not yours. You didn't do any research. On the spot, the Rebbe told him each Maramokim of the Chassam Sefer what it means in the Sfarim, and the Chuvas, the Pirush HaChumash, and so on. So Rabbi Avram Sefer was a reis from the Kelim from his spoilers. He said, Rebbe, how could you do this? And the Rebbe said, Das is alles von der Koyach was Chassidim geben mir. That's what the Rebbe said. Das ist alles von der Koyach was Chassidim geben mir. So this is another side to the coin. The ganze Tzaddik, Tzaddik Yesod Olam. The ganze Tzaddik is the Yesod Olam. Welt. So before we spoke, everything is a Tzaddik. And the Meister Taka. Everything is a Tzaddik. But the ganze Tzaddik is B'shvil Ador. The ganze Tzaddik is B'shvil Ador. Right? You learn Chumash. Yeah, you learn Chumash. So you have in Chumash Rashi that Vesach Yidden did one Aveda and they did a second Aveda. Heintika Pasha steht Sirch in the V, Rashi says. One Aveda, second Aveda, third Aveda. Abisha forgives them once, forgives them twice, forgives them third time. Every time is a little bit less. And then, of course, the end of the story was that Menuda l'Rav, Menuda l'Talmud, right? That the Abisha put Yidden in Chedim. Yeah, he didn't destroy him, but they died slowly over 40 years. And then it says, Vayhi kasher tamu kol anshe ador. To die, Vaydaber elai. This is the Pasha Sefer Dvarim, Pasha's Dvarim. So Rashi says, for 38 years, Leinis Yachadim Yadibur. Moshe Rabbeinu. 38 years, Leinis Yachadim Yadibur. I don't know what Leinis Yachadim Yadibur means, but Nis Yachadim Yadibur I know is a very good thing. And Leinis Yachadim Yadibur is a very bad thing. The Eibishter was angry at the Yidden for the Cheta Meraglim. And Moshe Rabbeinu paid the price. Right? In Pasha says, Egel, the same thing. Leich reid kishichas amcha, says Rashi, Lenasati lecha gedula ella b'shvil elu. The Tzaddikim's whole Metzias is the door. These are contradictory points. Face that what we spoke before, that everything is the Tzaddik. Is one Tzad. And the other Tzad is the ganze Metzias and the Tzaddik is the Am. Now, how do you reconcile this? In other words, if we were Lomdim and we were saying a Chiddush and Torah, every kasha has to have a teretz, so we'd have to be yesh teretz b'doichik. But I think it's more important to point out the contradiction than to resolve it. That on one side, we underscore that everything is the tzaddik. Everything is the tzaddik. Everything is the tzaddik. Alo leif nafanel. Finished. Everybody is running to the ale. You want to be in the Rebbe Dalaramas. Tomorrow you're going to go to the ale. They're going to give you 10 seconds. I was there today. I'm a bad chassid. I wanted to have time. I went today. I stood. They didn't kick me out. I stood a whole day. I said, as long as I wanted. But they told us that tomorrow you have to push and walk through. You can't stop. And people are going to come, thousands of people, to reingehen zum Rebbe auf a minute. For was? For everything is Rebbe. Everything is Rebbe. And man versteht das. Mezetes. You see b'mitzias. As Allah says, Rebbe, the Rebbe is a person. The Rebbe said, when people look at me, they're looking at a Basar V'Dam. And of course, the pshat is, when they look at me like Basar V'Dams, they see a Basar V'Dam. Van een meisje met Baal Shem Tov. You know meisje met Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov's Talmidim asked the Baal Shem Tov that they should have Gili Eliyahu. They should have Gili Eliyahu. So the Baal Shem Tov, okay, Gili, I'll tell you what. You can go this in this place, and there's going to be a big asifa of pritzim. Every potter is going to have a very, very ornate wagon, a very beautiful decorated wagon with gold and fancy wood and so on. The poritz in the third wagon is Eliyahu Hanavi. So the Baal Shem Tov's Talmidim, as they did tell them, so Baal Shem Tov's Talmidim went, they found this caravan, they counted 1, 2, 3, I don't know how, they jumped into the third wagon, they see a Polish at poritz, a poyer, a big fat Polish oaf, who knows how to eat and drink and shikir and hunt and beat moshka up. And he sees two Yidlach climbing into the wagon. He starts screaming at them in Poland. What do you want? In Polish. So they answered him in Polish. The Baal Shem Tov said, you know. So he started screaming at them and they were kicked out of the wagon. So they come back to the Baal Shem Tov. And he said, Rebbe, we met Eliyahu Hanavi. He's screaming at us. He's cursing us in Polish. So the Baal Shem Tov said, and what language did you answer him in? He said, he spoke to us in Polish. So we answered in Polish. So Hashem says, no. If that's how you greet Eliyahu Hanavi, that's what Eliyahu Hanavi is. If you greet Eliyahu Hanavi in Polish, is it a Polish? A Polish goy lahavu. In other words, Eliyahu Hanavi is screaming at them in Polish, no? But it's Eliyahu, they know it's Eliyahu Hanavi. The Bashan Eliyahu Hanavi. So how do you talk to Eliyahu Hanavi in Polish? You understand? So everything is Rebbe. Everybody understands. Everything is Rebbe. And on the other hand, there's the inyan of Sheish Mei Salaf Ragbe Oma Shanechi Bekirbe. So like I said to you before, you want to pilpul, you want to lum this, because there's common ways of explaining it. But these 2 points, these 2 ideas, that everything is the tzaddik, and that the mitzias of the tzaddik is the door, is the yesod of the whole Chassidus. Now, what's the chiddush of Chassidus? Tzaddikim. I know that that's a simplistic statement. We think of Chassidus as the chiddush of Torah, all the fancy Chabad words that we use to explain the chiddush of Chassidus of other datas. But Pashat, practically, what's Chassidus? Asach tzaddikim. The Baal Shem Tov brought with him from Eilu Mahemes hundreds, maybe thousands of tzaddikim amitim, who served the Eibush at the highest madregas. And they lifted up all the people who were Bo, Imam, B'Magid, that came in contact with them. It's Alon of God, the tzaddikim. And the Chassidus teaches us that everything is the tzaddik. Allah is the tzaddik. Everything is the tzaddik. Which is why by Chassidim there's such an ikir to serve the tzaddik. You understand? To serve the tzaddik. I got a message from a younger man. The details are not important because I don't want you to know who I'm talking about, even though you're not going to be able to figure it out anyway, but that's like Daf Sachitim. He's frustrated. He's married a few years. He got involved in chinuch. And it's hard. And he's asking himself, why did he do this? He can't gain in business, he could have gone to college, in today there's opportunity for you to make up a nosa b'chovid. And he became a malamet. And now he feels disappointed, embarrassed, looked down upon. Why did he do it? I can't argue with the guy. I mean, that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But what are you going to do with your life? You're going to become a plumber, take? What are you going to do? Your neshama came into this world to plumb. Your neshama came into the world to be a lawyer, the far. It's gerecht, has gute tainus. And some people's tainus are so legitimate, it's rachmanas on everybody. But le'idach, you have an opportunity to serve. You have an opportunity to serve. Like it doesn't have yem. Zeh b'ne'umei, zeh b'eitei, and zeh b'piv. Zeh b'mamene. One person serves the Rebbe with his mouth. Another person serves the Rebbe with his speeches, with the Neumim means with his singing. Another one serves the Rebbe with his pen, and another one serves the Rebbe with his wallet, with the geld pushed. But everybody has an opportunity to serve the Rebbe. And the mindset of a chassid, I have to be of service. The day I'm going to be a chassid, that my life is going to be, Matal Zayin Tzal Hashem tells the story. It's a Moed de Gamaisa. He tells the story per Moli. Harav Matal Zayin he lived in Brazil. His son is a friend, Bamsha friend. He's a classmate of mine. He has Chabad of Soul. If you know Los Angeles, it's a very special Chabad. Very special Chabad. So his father's name is Harav Mordechai Zayin. He already passed away. So he tells the story. He got married in Tafshin Tesai, 1956. The Rebbe was Mesader Kedushin by his chas. The Rebbe officiated his wedding. As was the tradition in those days, the Rebbe Mesader Kedushin. After his chasana, he moved to Brazil, and he started a business. What was the business? He was going to make coats, rain and shine coats. The mishpacha had money; they all were business people, and this was his business. He made coats. So he flew to New York, and he asked the Rebbe for bracha for the business. And the Rebbe gave him brachas, the Rebbe maybe gave him eitzes, I don't know, prati adab, but the Rebbe answered him on everything. Shayin Amaisa, yeah, good. He's walking out the door. The door's about to shit over. The Rebbe raises up his head, and the Rebbe gets him as a cook on. The Rebbe looks at him, and the Rebbe says to him, where did you learn? Now he learned in Lubavitch, his whole life in Lubavitch. They came to the Rebbe, to the Frierdiker Rebbe in Tafshin Zayin, him and his brother, the older brother, Meir. So Gesund Zayin. And the Rebbe looks at him and says, like as if the Rebbe doesn't know who he is. The Rebbe knew him very well. And the Rebbe said, where did you learn? It was such a shocking question, such a strange question. He was a Lubavitcher. So he tells the Rebbe, where I learned in Lubavitch. And then the Rebbe told him these words. Ich weiß nicht, wie ein junger Mann wie dir kann schlafen ruhig bei Nacht. Wissen dich, als ein Mäuser, was hat mir Yassad gewähnt, der Rebbe, der schwer, hat sich vermachen sich. I don't know how a young man like you could sleep knowing that a Mäuser was defeated. The Rebbe found it in the process of closing. So Motal Zayin said to the Rebbe, what Mäuser? So the Rebbe told him, Teim Chetmimim in Buffalo. It no longer exists, but at that time there was a Shiva Achetmimim in Buffalo. And the Rebbe told him that whoever is there is leaving and they have no replacements, they're going to close the yeshiva. So he told the Rebbe, I'm ready to go, Hineni. But he told the Rebbe, if I go home, my family is not going to let me leave the country. So the Rebbe asked him if there's anybody who could help his wife pack. He says, yeah, an uncle of his. He didn't even go back to Brazil. He moved straight to Buffalo. He continued Achet Mimim for a few years. He says, I had no shoes. Buffalo has a lot of snow. He says he had holes in the shoes in the wintertime. The snow was inside his feet, he says. He had to walk from house to house to ask people for parnasa to keep the yeshiva open. He said it was the best years of my life. The best years. The best year from the Leben. The party year was like in Buffalo. Verstehst? Men darf dienen. You're Lubavitcher. Baruch Hashem. Lubavitcher. A Lubavitcher has to find where his talent is. One Lubavitcher's talent is Nu'um. He can give him drushes. A zweite Lubavitcher is 8. He can schreiben. But a Lubavitcher has to serve. Because everything is the tzaddik. And in a way which, whether we understand it, we don't understand it, the Rebbe is a Rebbe because there's Yidden. Because it's Sheish Meisal Fragli. Ha'oma Shranechi Bekirbi. This is why we fabren Gimel Tammuz, yeah? The whole Gimel Tammuz is what? The whole Gimel Tammuz is the Rebbe lebt. Not what other people think or say. The ganze Gimel Tammuz of the Rebbe lebt. Fertig. The Rebbe lebt. Wo lebt the Rebbe? Lebt do, and do, and do, and do, and do. There's 13 guys here, yeah? I can point it all at you. The Rebbe is alive in each one of us. But he's alive, I learned in the Maimer today. Yeah, I had one Talmud by the Maimer today, yeah? The Rebbe is alive in our actions, in our being as the Rebbe wants to be. wants us to be, to make a difference. My uncle told me once that if I bring, the Rebbe was very talking to his rakshas, and the Rebbe shouted from the depths of his voice, "Has gelernt in Temchet Mimim 2 epis." You learned in Temchet Mimim, do something, do something, do something. 2 epis. Has gelernt in Temchet Mimim 2 epis. What's this Temchet Mimim? Neides Loher. So anyway, so like I said before, to forever in the kasha, Hamitad Echad, everything is tzaddik, and everything is Rebbe. There's no question about it. Hamitad Hasheni, the whole union of Rebbe is Am. It's a good kasha. Maybe there is a teretz, maybe there isn't a teretz, maybe we know the teretz, we don't know the teretz. But the Sach Hakel, this is Gimel Tammuz. We are fabringing Gimel Tammuz because we're dealing with a Rebbe. Not a God will be a Yisrael, not a Rosh Yeshiva, not a nice guy, not a Geisha Baal Tzedakah, not a person who is a big Ovid, Rebbe. What is Rebbe? A Rebbe hat Shkutzim. That's what a Rebbe is. You know what a Rebbe is? That the lowest of the low are his buddies. He's Rosh B'nei Yisrael. He's Nitzutze Shel Yankov Avinu. And he's here, and he's now, and he's today. We all know this. Everybody knows. There is no Lubavitcher Chassid in the world talks about the Rebbe was. It doesn't mean that. Rebbe wasn't, Rebbe is. Amol, kum tereisa pleita sapeh, by mistake you say, and then you say, I shouldn't say was, you say is. So we're fabringing about our relationship with the Rebbe, about what we need to do, what we could do, what we must do for our relationship with the Rebbe. Because in that relationship we have a shaykhis with the Rebbe, and in some kind of weird way, and I'm not sure what that weird way is, in our giving to the Rebbe Kvayachol, that's the Rebbe's Metzias. But the Rebbe told Yankel Hecht and Avram Seifer and many others, the koiches that he has comes from Anash, comes from us, comes from Chassidim. So you gotta do something. But you're a bacher. Right? It's the old story. Yechan and Gordon, Battle Lipskos, Augustus, used to fabring. So one of the things he used to say in his fabrengen is this. That Rabbi Yechan and Gordon had a great sense of humor. He was very outspoken. He had nigajal with kaverte. And he used to laugh at the bachim. Comes davening, Rosh Hashanah, no one davens. Why? They want to hear maftir. So they're pushing. Comes maftir, nobody's listening to maftir. Why? They want to see tkiyas. The Rebbe is blowing tkiyas, nobody sees the tkiyas. Why? Because they want to see the Rebbe should turn around at the end of tkiyas, he makes a hakof. The Rebbe is turning around after tkiyas, nobody sees that either. Why? They want to see the Rebbe during Musaf. In other words, every step of the way, there's someplace else. Every step someplace else. You got to be here. So if you're a bacher and Temchet Mimim, it's true. Everything is Rebbe. There's no doubt. Everything is Rebbe. Allah said the tzaddik. It's also true. Kvayachol. Sheish meis elef rag ve'oma shanechi bekirbe, that somehow the amas and shayches with the Rebbe did not see ador. And most importantly, it's true that we have to do something. And the best way to grow up and become a shliach is to grow down and be a bacher. To spend your bacher years as a bacher and your balabata years as a balabas, and not confuse them. Because then you're not here and you're not there. Okay, laten we zeggen l'chaim. De gaan verbrengen naar biswal zingen. Nigne, tunegun, tunegun. We gaan hem verbrengen. L'chaim everybody. L'chaim will live. L'chaim. Kan je zeggen l'chaim?
L'chaim.
Kan je even misham? Ga je terug. Nu nog aan liggen. Stavia pitu piatnitu. It's low enough. Oh, piatnitu. Come on, sing with me. Prapovya prapo sayutelitu. Treba znati yagulati. Treba znati yabrichati. Oy cheshbon tzedek odavati pred panam chazayinam udvichati ami piem. Come on. Da piem amigulayim or metrinken yoyin azayvimayim o mezan halet zusammen lechayim ve'ata tishma Amin Hashamayim Stavya Pitu Subatu Subatu Prapavyaya Prapu Sayurabatu Treba znati yagulati Treba znati yagrihati Oy cheshbon tzedek odavati pred panam chazayinam udvichati ami piem da piem damigulayim o metrinken yoyin azayvimayim und mir sagen alle zusammen lechayim ve'ata tishma amin hashamayim. Okay. Anim zemir Oy, listen, Rachamana de Yanne Lani, oy, vei, Haneina, Rachamana de Yanne Lani, oy, vei, Haneina, Rachamana. Oidei yanei lesevere yeliba Oyaneina Oyaneina Rachamana Na de yanei lesevere yeliba Oyaneina Oh, ay, 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 Rachamana de yanei lani, oy ve yanei lanu. Oh, Rachamana de yanei lani, oy ve yanei lanu. Oy, Rachamana de yanei lesevere yeliba. Oyaneina, Oyaneina, Rachamana, de yanei lesevire yeliba. Oyaneina, Oyaneina, Rachamana, de yanei lani, oive yaneina na nam. Ay lay 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 lay. I want you a question. The Rebbe taught 14 nigunim. 14. 10 of them he taught Simchas Torah. Every nigun is perfect. Dakachal Keinu, the two Kiyana Mechel, the two Tamas. Hey Tama, every nigun. This niggin here we just sang Rachamona, Atavachatanu, Stavyapitu, Anemzmires, Hualakeinu. The nigunim are just so good. They're just such good songs. The tune and the words, it's mamish. The Rebbe chose nigunim. B'chlal they say the Rebbe didn't compose the nigunim. These nigunim the Rebbe heard growing up in Nikolaev, Tzedek, a lot of the nigunim the Lubavitch Chassidim didn't know. Well, the Nigun Stavyapitu is not even in Russian. It's a dialect of Ukrainian. Nobody knew the language. When the Rebbe taught the Nigun Stavyapitu, after Simchas Torah, Chadakov gave out a Ksav Yad, a handwritten page, with the words of Stavyapitu written out with Oisis and Ekudis. It wasn't in the Rebbe's handwriting, but the presumption that the Rebbe wrote it and they copied it. Ibn Yishrim. The Rebbe Pashat wrote out the Oisis of Stavyapitu, no one knew the words. But there's such good nigunim. Each one of them is mamish unbelievable. Such good nigunim. Anyway, my son, at the Yerach Bramford, Chas V'Sholom is on very shikir. Del Gimel Tamas. Zong Avisal L'chaim.
It's hot.
It's hot. And I have my room is hot, and the mashke is hot, and it's a hot is Kitan Be'er Me'efer. A lot of hots. L'chaim v'levracha, the Mishta Ben Shnalaman. L'chaim Zev, L'chaim Avram Baruch, L'chaim Rabbi Yosef, L'chaim Berele, L'chaim Yazet Tzvi, L'chaim Harav Baris, L'chaim Menachem Mendel Ezra, L'chaim Shalom Ber, L'chaim, I don't know what label Orenstein is, but L'chaim v'levracha. L'chaim Shalom, L'chaim v'levracha, L'chaim Toiv Mul Shalom, L'chaim v'levracha. Still no like. Still no like. The trick is to do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. You know, it's complicated. You know, it's complicated. You know why it's complicated? Bechlal Yiddishkeit. And Chasidus. And Rebbe. The very definition of the word is five and a fe'elam hazeh. Right? The meaning of the word Rebbe is five and a fe'elam hazeh. Memes. The meaning of the word Rebbe is the world says one thing and I say something different. If you're going to go against Elam Hazeh is going to be mean to you. That meanness has many, many manifestations. Many, many manifestations. Many manifestations. And one of the manifestations, Poshet, is no one's going to like you. You know, I got today a tape. It came to me in a WhatsApp from, I have a guy, Levi Sable, I forgot his first name, Shimon. He's a Talmud of mine. He learned by me in Chayve V'Teira Mesifte years ago. Tanya, he was a good boy. So this guy Shimon Sable, I was at his bris in Tovshin Mem Hey. I had just gone on Shlichus, and Yankel Hecht came to Los Angeles for Shimon's bris, It means he's 35 years old this time of year. We went on Shlichus Hey Thomas. Yeah, Bald. It was moment from the first week we arrived. The yeshiva was closed. It was just a 10 shluchim. They had a bris. There was almost nobody around. So J.J. Hecht sat at a table with 6 chevre, me and a few of my friends, and verbring the whole Shabbos. It's such a schus. I had such mazel a few times. I once spent the whole Shabbos with Zalman Posner, Alva Shalom, in Palm Springs. Also was 3 Bachrim. He verbring just the whole Shabbos. So Yankel Hecht verbring just a ganzen Tag. It was very special. A ganzen Shabbos verbracht. And I wish I could remember everything he said, but it was Yankel Hecht, J.J. Hecht, the Nachasruch that he gave the Rebbe. Anyway, so I was listening now to a speech that he gave in 1985, that summer. We won our Shlichus Tammuz, Tafshin Memhei. He spoke at the yard site of Rabbi Saul Jacobson, Alva Shalom. Rabbi Saul Jacobson passed away in 1975, Tafshin Lamed Hei, 1975. So the 10th yard site, the family made a big gathering, and his Talmidim came, and they spoke. So one of the people to speak was Yankel Hecht. He spoke about Jacobson, Saul Jacobson, what he accomplished. So I listened to the whole 25-minute speech. My hachonah to this Fabrengen was Yankel Hecht's speech. Literally, it's 25 minutes, from 7:30 to 8, I listened to Yankel Hecht's speech. But when you called me to tell me that there's no Channel B, I was in the middle of listening to that speech. What did he say about Yankel Hecht, about your Jacobson? He knew him. He said Jacobson was Echad HaYavraham. Echad HaYavraham. I forgot this. The pasuk has an end. Echad HaYavraham. Anybody know Tanakh? Echad HaYavraham. Does anybody know Kurk and Dansia? Echad HaYavraham. What's the second half of that pasuk? You're going to Google it, somebody. Echad HaYavraham. Of Vayirish Asaretz. Echad HaYavraham Vayirish Asaretz. Avram was the only one who conquered the whole world. What's the connection to the Sefer? So Yankel Hecht said that Jacobson came to America. Bechlau, being a Haredi, was a psapele in America. Chassidus Chabad, Mandachashme. It was so antithetical to the American scene. And you saw Jacobson get Fiffen of the ganze Welt. He started gathering Bachrim. He started teaching little Chassidus. The parents weren't happy about it. The teachers weren't happy about it. The schools weren't happy about it. He did his thing. He says, today, Rabbi Hecht says, today, it's got Naden to compare to when we were growing up. And he was trying to bring out that Rabbi Jacobson, he said, Zechayr Yemei Salem, days that live forever. He said, it's a beautiful speech. He was prepared. He wrote notes. It was a good speech. He says, Jacobson did Chassidus in America when nobody wanted it. And he, so to speak, broke the ice. The Rebbe wasn't even here yet. The 30s. Involvement with a Rebbe is the inyan of Echad HaYavram V'Yirish Asaretz. Involvement with the Rebbe is Echad HaYavram. You're a Lubavitcher kid, and you're growing up, and you're called Kleimer Achsidish HaBacher. Right? So one of the things that you want in your status as a Chassidish HaBacher, or your status as a person, is, quote, you want to be normal. What is the meaning of normal? What does that mean, normal? Normal simply means like everybody else. That's what it means. Normal simply means like everybody else. The whole inyan of Rebbe is not normal. Emes. The whole nukud of Rebbe is the Vel Zok Tazeh. He mentioned in his speech, Avraham Avinu would call Avraham Ivri, call Eilam Kulam Eiver Echad, and Avraham Avinu Eiver Echad. Involvement with a Rebbe is defiance of Elam Had. So you're growing up in Lubavitch, you're a Chassidish kid, then a Chassidish Bacher, you're going to be the Rebbe Samensh, and you start to discover that if you want to do this, you have to go against what everybody thinks, including sometimes your parents, including times people who call themselves Greisa Lubavitcher Chassidim, because the Rebbe's Ratzon is different. And that's That's what a Chassidish younger man, what a Chassidish Bacher does. He's loyal to the Rebbe, even if it's not normal. I heard from a friend of mine that people in Etzisrael, like Guch, whatever it was, wrote a letter to the Rebbe complaining about Itzhak Gansberg. I remember Itzhak Gansberg. He lived in America. He lived in America when I knew him. He lived in America. Itzhak Gansberg was good meshuger. He was good meshuger. Itzhak Gansberg was Mason Nefesh for the Rebbe for 25 years. Lemis. In Lamed Hey, he had a heart attack. He almost died. The Rebbe told him to move to America. He retired from the Reshes after 25 years of service. And his wife became the servant, and he was her husband. She became the mother, the dorm mother for Machachana. She served over 30 years as a dorm mother of Machachana. Maybe 40 years, a long time. So Itzhak Gansberg was, as they say in Yiddish, gut meshuggah. So the Hanhola of Aguch wrote to the Rebbe that there's a meshuggah running Eretz Yisrael, and he's Mavadeh Shem Chabad. His name is Itzhak Gansberg. So the Rebbe writes back to them, there's one Yid, all of Eretz Yisrael is doing what I want, and you're saying that he's Mavadeh Shem Chabad. You hear the word? The Hanhola of Aguch, of Lubavitch, wrote to the Rebbe that he's Mavadeh Shem Chabad, and the Rebbe says, one Jew is doing what I want, and Mavadeh Shem Chabad. In other words, it's not so simple. Even in Lubavitch, and even today, to do the Ratzon Ha'elyon, to do what the Rebbe wants, you have to be able to go against everybody. But you got to buy in, You got to buy in. You're a Bacher. So you could be a Bacher who has a Balabatish cook, and you keep a Bacher who has a Chassidish cook. What's the difference between a Bacher with a Balabatish cook and a Chassidish cook? A Bacher with a Balabatish cook, he says like this, now I'm learning. Tomorrow I'll learn. Next week I'll learn. Eventually, I'll do something else. A Hasidic cook is now I'm serving the Rebbe. Tomorrow I'm going to serve the Rebbe. And in 5 years, I'm going to serve the Rebbe. And in 10 years. Now the service is Limud HaTorah. Tomorrow the service is going to be something different. I'm serving. And when you're in a yeshiva, and a lot of your chaverim have a Balabatish cook, for you to have a Hasidic cook gets hard. It gets hard. Because the yesod of a Hasidic cook is, and again, I want to say this again, you have to do it positively. If you're a Chassidish Rebbe, you're doing all the right things, and you're jealous of the other guy, or you're afraid of what you're doing, or something like that, it's no good. You have to embrace it. In other words, Chassidus, you can't just do it, do it simcha. You got involved in the Rebbe's business, and you got involved in the Rebbe's business, and you can do it in simcha with the what's his name? Chaim. Harav Tzvi Grumblat, one of the tzaddikim, the true tzaddikim of our generation, told me this story. Privately, he told it to me. That his predecessor was Harav Berel Baumgarten. Berel Baumgarten was the Rebbe Shlichus to Argentina from Tafshin Chav Gimel till he died. 15 years, Harav Berel Baumgarten. So Berel Baumgarten was Makar of the Grumblat. He brought him to Lubavitch, to the Rebbe. And he told him the following story. That Baumgarten was very poor. And more than he was poor, he was very far away from the Rebbe. He wanted to be next to the Rebbe. Lebanon Rebbe. And he was the guy who used to complain that he's missing Tkiyas, that he's missing Yubis Tamos, the famous stories about him. He wanted to be next to the Rebbe. On top of that, he was broke. He was so poor, the way Rabbi Grumblat told me the Maise, nicht gehad kein Geld zu kaufen Fleisch, sagt kaufen die Beine. Couldn't afford to buy flesh, buy the bones, would cook it, they had the tama for it. So he came to the Rebbe in the Yechidus, and he told the Rebbe these two things, that he feels very far away, and he's very low, and so the Rebbe read the title, and the Rebbe was holding a pencil in his hand. The Rebbe threw the pencil down on the table, and he said in English, "No more complaints. Du wirst zurückfahren. Und du wirst zurückfahren besimcha v'tuv leivav. Aber du wirst zurückfahren besimcha v'tuv leivav nicht, weil ich hab geheißen. Nor valazei willst du. He said, stop complaining. You're going to go back. And you're going to go back by simcha of tevleivav. And you're not going to go back by simcha because I told you. You're going to go back by simcha because this is your inyan. That was in Yechidus. The next morning, Rabbi Chadakov called him. And Rabbi Chadakov told him that the Rebbe told him to tell him that every single month he's going to send him a check. In other words, the Rebbe took care partially of his financial needs. But in Yechidus, the Rebbe didn't talk about the finances. The Rebbe spoke about the Pnimi. The finances took care of later. And in Yechidus, the Rebbe talked about the idea of you have to do it by yourself, you have to do it with simcha. So you're a bacher in yeshiva. The bacher's life is the best life, it's not achrayas. But the bacher's life is the worst life because he's worried what's going to be with life. He's not preparing for life, he's sitting and learning and davening. And a bacher has to embrace it. Just like a shliach has to embrace it, a bacher has to be happy about being a bacher. You can't be resentful, you can't be halfway in. You have to be totally into the inyan of being a bacher. And then you can have a shaykhs to being what's called a chassidish bacher. But the erste Sache darf sich legen, that my involvement with the Rebbe is Tech Simcha. I'm happy about it. I'm happy to fight on the ganze Welt. I'm happy to be different than everybody else. And it's an avoid, it's a job. It's not easy. But if you don't have that, you know, the Rebbe used to call them tzaddis chassidim. Tzaddis chassidim are people that come around to the Rebbe when they have problems. But there's a tzaddis mahus. Some people's whole relationship with the Rebbe is, if I need for a bracha, I ask the Rebbe. I have a problem, I ask the Rebbe. What about the Rebbes in Yonim? Yeah, but they're hard. And you know what? The taka hard. The taka hard. The Rebbe's not taka hard, but you're not allowed to say they're hard. You have to say they're delicious. Because only when you say they're delicious and they're delightful are you raised up, are you lifted up to the madrega of Rebbe, if you will. And if you're halfway in and halfway out, that's worse. It's like the Pesach Hashteh Sifim story, you got to be in. You have to be in. You have to be in. And this is the challenge of a bocher. Right now, mit was dinich dem Rebbe, mit lernen and davening, but I'm in. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not worrying about tachlis. I'm not even worrying about bocherim shlichus. Right now, I'm a yeshiva bocher. I gotta learn and daven. Rebbe has to help me, and that's it. And in each person in his or her life, each person in every stage of life, there is this business of service. Davdin and the Meibsh. Everybody, all of us. And it's a terrible pity if we're b'di'evedik a Lubavitcher. It's a terrible pity if we're Lubavitcher Hasidim, but our being a Lubavitch is, nevach, woe is me, I'm a Lubavitcher. That's so terrible. It's so not worth it. Because the whole leader being a Lubavitcher is I buy in. And it's not easy to buy in. It's not easy. But that's what it's about. L'chaim levrach. Mortal Ginsberg. Was ist geschehen mit einem Bord, Mortal Ginsberg? Nu, achsidische Nigen von dem Rebben. Hoi yata vechatanu mikolo amim. I'm going out for 1 second, okay? You push that away, but you have to sing it. Come on. V'shimcha agadol v'yakadosh aleinu karasa. Oi ata v'chadanu no, I'm singing solo. Malkeinu lavedosecha v'shimcha gadol v'yakadesh aleinu kadasa ato v'chatanu You should know that being a chassid means being a happy chassid. Being a not a happy chassid, forgive me, is worse than being a misnag. Being a chassid means being happy. You know what means being happy chassid? It's good. It's good. It's not easy. It's not easy to serve the Rebbe as a cost, as hata cost, as kosht. Everything is that's a valuable cost. But if you don't do it with your full heart, it's almost worse than not doing it. Because you're suffering. And with that Hasheni, you're not in. You're not in. You're not in. And everybody in each stage of it, like we're Lubavitcher Chassidim, you're Bacharim. The best time of your life, I promise you. It don't get any better than this. And you have to buy in. Buy in. But I was listening when I came on for After Midra. Barris was talking about, committed to learning, committed to davening. That's called buying in. Why? This is my life. And the Mitzvah Hashem, when the time comes, the shlichus changes, the avodah changes, but the buying in doesn't change. The idea that this is my business, this never changes. And it's a job. It's an avodah. It's a job. It's pashat a job. And it's very, very important. When it comes Gimel Tammuz, you have to say, thank God I'm a chassid, and mean it. And mean it. Just like the B'ditche B'Rav said, Baruch Hashem Shlei Yasani Goy, a Yid has to say, Baruch Hashem Shlei Yasani, anything but a chassid. And you have to do it with the simcha of Tov Levav. Because the simcha is the credibility of that bakasha. Remember. So could you sing another niggin so I can go out for a minute, huh? Can you sing a niggin? I don't want to leave you here muted and silent. But nicht gut. No, another thing from the Rebbe. Another thing from the Rebbe. Hu Elokeinu, Hu Avinu. No. Right back. Oh, you know, I love you know, oh, you know, Okay, Rabbi said, we sagen noch ein Wort. Danach haben wir gesagt, macht der Rebbe's Nigen. Okay, tonight is not a night for long verbringens. Tomorrow night is a night for long verbringens. So I just want to say one word. The Mayim Vata Tetzave. It's a mimer. And the ultimate word of the Mayim Vata Tetzave is V'yikhoelach. And the emes is V'yikhoelach has the same toichin as what we have been talking about. V'yikhoelach means Yidden give themselves to Moshe Rabbeinu. V'yikhoelach Hashem en zay yizach. The Rebbe says you bring your koiches hagiluyim to Moshe Rabbeinu. That even though officially the Shemin is for Aaron, why do you bring it to Moshe Rabbeinu? Because it enhances the V'yata Tetzaveh. I'll say it to you in the signet of Lumdis. In Perek Beis of the Maimed, the Rebbe talks about V'yikhoelach, that Moshe Rabbeinu has a schar. But in Perek Beis of the Maimed, the V'yikhoelach, the schar of Moshe Rabbeinu was separate from the V'yata Tetzaveh. In Perek Yud Aleph of the Maimed, he goes back again to V'yikhoelach. And there he says that the V'yikhoelach enhances the V'yata Tetzaveh. Because V'yikhoelach doesn't mean you give Moshe Rabbeinu a schar. What's the schar? You give Moshe Rabbeinu, you give Moshe Rabbeinu yourself. And when you give Moshe Rabbeinu yourself, then it's possible, V'yata Tetzaveh. The ultimate idea that Moshe Rabbeinu could connect Yidden to the Eibishter is only one that the V'yikhoelach. In other words, the Rebbe in this Maimed says the highest kind of Rebbe is a Chabad Rebbe. Why? Because when you have avodah b'koyach atzmei, so then the V'yata Tetzaveh, the idea that Moshe Rabbeinu connects us to the Eibishter, is on a much higher level than if it's the derech chassidei poilim where the Rebbe does everything himself. What's the difference? If it's derech chassidei poilim with V'yata Tetzaveh unilaterally, only the Rebbe does, so then it's me'erev ad beike. The Rebbe's hashpah on the person is when it's dark. When it's lichtik, the Rebbe doesn't have anything for you. But if the V'yata Tetzaveh is qualified by V'yikhoelach, that you give of yourself to Moshe Rabbeinu, then it's near Tamid. Even during the day the light burns. I mean, the point is, what I'm trying to say, and maybe I'm not saying it clear, we want to be Hasidim. And we don't want to be Yotzes in Hasidim. We don't want to be official members of the movement. Official members of the movement, a lot of official members. We want to be actual members of the movement. Chassidim. And Chassidim delight in serving, really. Chassidim delight. They get joy. They delight. They celebrate the fact that they serve. They delight in service. Their whole geschmack is that they serve. Famous. Chassidim's whole geschmack is that they serve. The ganze Kopf von a Chassid they serve. And it's so simple. It's so simple once you get it. And it's so impossible until you get it. And it's especially hard for a bocher. If you're on shlichus, so you know exactly how what you're doing is serving the Rebbe. You sit in yeshiva, you learn another page of Gemara, something that's taka v'yikhoelach. Yeah, that's it. That's the vart. Like I said to you earlier, one of the biggest diseases is that every moment in your life you're thinking what's going to be the next moment. So you never live any moment. Davening is not davening, kiyas hatayr is not kiyas hatayr, maftit is not maftit, kiyas is not kiyas. Everything is the next moment. And a bacher has to be a bacher, a chassidish bacher. He has to buy into the idea that right now my v'yikhoelach, my giving of myself is to do what the Rebbe wants of me today, to learn and daven. B'atzlocha. With hasmada, with shkida, and with atzlocha. What's the purpose of learning Torah? First of all, the purpose of Torah is to learn Torah and to know Torah. That's it. It doesn't have to have some secondary purpose. I'm going to use it for my speeches. I'm going to use it for my books. Torah. And if you do what you're supposed to do now, you'll do what you're supposed to do tomorrow. But if today I'm worrying about tomorrow, then tomorrow I'm worrying about next week, and next week I'm worrying about next year, and they get to make them love me. And that's the Maimer, V'yata Tetzaveh v'yikhoelach. And the Rebbe finishes mine by saying that even though V'yata Tetzaveh needs a V'yikro Elecha, but the koyach for V'yikro Elecha also comes from V'yata Tetzaveh Meisha Rabbeinu gives a koyach for Din of V'yikro Elecha. This that koyach Yid, so to speak, gives of himself to Meisha Rabbeinu, that koyach itself comes from Meisha Rabbeinu. So Lama Zogim Al Rebbe's Niggin, I have my hat and jacket right here. If you can find your hat and jacket, so Sim Al Rebbe's Niggin. And they'll make a hefsek. And we'll continue tomorrow morning with Hashem. Lama Zogim Al Rebbe's Niggin. Let's not end the Fabrengen. Let's sing the Al Rebbe's Niggin, okay? Okay. We're back.
Muted.
Nu, nou Rebbe is Niggin, Chavre.
What's it? Yeah, okay. Now we know.
I'll try mine and I'll find it away.
Okay, tomorrow?
No, this week's go. I will tell you this thing. You refused.
Da 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 Ay 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 yedadam ay yedadam ay yedadam ay Ein Jeshurit sich lobt sich, da ist Name bodet. Mi payedim daka chonka tommi vodka bodet. Jeshurit sich lobt sich, da ist Name bodet. Mi payedim daka chonka tommi vodka bodet. Lay 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 lay.